Saludos and salutations, Broncos country, and welcome back into another exciting episode of Broncos Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after taking last week off. And ladies and gentlemen, it could not have been much more of a better time for us to kind of recharge the orange and blue batteries and kind of get a sense of just some peace and quiet as we get ready to celebrate the 4th of July coming up, folks. I know the fireworks are just a couple days away, but if you cannot wait, then you've come to the right place because, guys, we have got a banger for you guys today. We are going to talk about training camp. What is there we can expect to see? The good, the bad, and the bakis, we like to say around here. So please make sure that your food is cold and that your beer is warm and that you are comfortable as hell because you are not going to want to miss a single episode of today's show. And speaking of fireworks, guys, please, fireworks safety. If you're going to set off fireworks, don't hold anything in your hand. I don't care if it says it's safe enough. I don't care if it's sparklers. I don't even trust those. Do everything from a safe distance. Don't be an idiot and land in the ER with less slims than you started with the day before. So fireworks safety is a very important thing because we care about people on this show. Libre probably doesn't, and Johnny Baki probably don't, but I do. You know, I heart all of you guys. I know some of you guys can't see us because you're audio listeners, but that's okay. But, you know, just so you guys know, I'm the good guy, and the others, not so much. And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adan Diaz, and joining me to my left or right, depending on which direction you're watching, is my co-host, my best friend, as well as yours, the incredible Bronco Libre.
What's happening? How's it going, everyone? Excited for this weekend? Excited that we had last weekend off? Just something that we needed to recharge, and now we are here with the cohetes. If you don't know what that means, it's the fireworks. Wait for it. Let's go. The loud cup.
Libre and his vuvuzela. You know what I just you know what I just noticed, Libre? Like, our TikTok audience cannot hear our theme music going playing out because I was watching myself dancing. And while I was dancing halfway through, I realized I'm like, oh crap! The people on TikTok can't understand what I'm listening to or what I was singing the words to.
That's funny.
So TikTok audience, when you get a chance, go over and watch the intro video. Johnny made it about a year ago, Libre?
Year or so? Like a year and a half ago. So now.
Probably. I can't remember when Broncos Talk made their inaugural debut here on the Orange and Blue Network, but it was a while ago, and it's still our theme song. And shout out to Johnny for putting that entire video together and the music, and you know, it's kind of playful. Not to toot our own horn, Libre, but
I will.
We should we should probably put out a poll, and I'll talk to Johnny and have the Broncos country pick out of all the shows here on the Orange and Blue Network, to have them pick which one they think is their favorite. They can say which one's the best, which is fine, but there can only be one winner. So, you know, probably Viva Los Broncos is a close second to ours, I want to say, but those guys are cool. I know those guys.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Coolest guys you'll ever meet, hands down. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If this is not your first time, if it is, welcome back anyway. As Libre stated, we were off last week. We do apologize, but sometimes, again, you just need to kind of take a break, a breather, especially right now that we're in the off season, because, guys, believe it or not, we are literally more than halfway past the offseason, and today's subject is proof of just how close we are to finally hearing and seeing some Broncos football action. But before we get to any of the good stuff, you guys know we got to get a couple of things out of the way, just like we do at the start of every single show. So please bear with us as we go down this little road called I want to say advertisements. Johnny pays us a lot of money to be here, so we're very grateful for that.
I'm still waiting for my paycheck, though.
He pays me in tacos. Ladies and gentlemen, first we'd like to ask you for your support by showing it here on the Orange and Blue Network, where we are live streaming from. If you could subscribe, share, comment, and like on this and all of our other previous videos on this network, your support is greatly appreciated. If there's something you heard me and Libre say that you agree or don't agree with, please feel free to hit that comment section. Let us know what you guys think, and we will get back to you ASAP. Audio listeners, regardless of what platform you're listening us to, please, 5-star reviews are much, much appreciated. If you'd like to send us your review by screenshotting it, sending it to our social medias right down the bottom, our Twitter handles, we'll be more than happy to read it out on the air, as well as give you our continued thanks for your continued support for us here on the Orange and Blue Network. Last week, even though we were off for live stream, I did upload the lost episode. I call it the lost episode because the audio listeners were not able to hear it from 2 weeks prior because it was not recorded. So Johnny was able to finally get back to me the audio recording, so we uploaded it. So we were kind of off, but we weren't, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyways, audio listeners, hope you guys enjoyed that previous episode. Just to make sure you guys weren't completely not without anything to get you through the week. But if you want to hit us up on our socials, Twitter handles are right there at the bottom of the screen. If you can't see them, my Twitter handle is at a 6'10" Mexican. Bronco Libre is at Bronco Libre 5280. Guys, we have sponsors too. If you don't know, first of all, we'd like to give a shout out to Dubby. If you guys haven't heard of Dubby, it's got no sugar, no malt, no calories, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. It's formulated with nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and nootropics, including the patented Neurofactor, nootropic, and the caffeine, which is derived directly from the coffee fruit. And if you act quick, as like right now, today, you guys can get OBN10 if you use the code 10% off your order at checkout with all of your favorite Dubby flavors and products. As we like to say around here, Dubby is all the good stuff without all the bad. Helps you, give you that energy that you need to get through the day without the crash or any of the jitters that you would normally get from caffeinated drinks or energy drinks as well. So again, that code is OBN10 to get your 10% off your final order at checkout. Shout out to Dubby for being a continued sponsor of this and all the shows here on the Orange and Blue Network. Also, we have a new sponsor that started with us 2 weeks ago. If you haven't heard, ladies and gentlemen, if you need to get the hookups or get you looking good, Lily has got you covered. Lily's Beauty Salon at 11776 Kearney Way. That's 2 sevens, not 3. 11776 Kearney Way, Thornton, Colorado, 80233. You can contact her to help you get hooked up. I know Bronco Libre is closer to me to her than I am, but I might have to go visit her, Libre, when I go visit you in a couple of months, and before. Gotta look presentable when I go meet you, because first impressions, you only get one, Bronco Libre. So
exactly. So that's why you need to contact Lily today and schedule now, just to make sure she's not booked out by then, bro.
I just, Lily, if you're watching the show, I'm gonna need you to find the biggest chair you have and get it ready because
otherwise the stairs, the step ladder, bro.
La escalera, or I can sit on the floor. I'll just bring a pillow and you can just kind of turn me around or walk around me. I don't care. But to contact Lily, her phone number is 720 area code 720-210-7996. Again, that number is 720-210-7996. Go to Lily's, get hooked up, and make yourself look the best that you can possibly be.
The freshest shades, not shades, but fades in the Denver metro area. Let's go.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. But guys, the show schedule. If you haven't been keeping up, if you're new to this channel, to the network in general, we have got you covered all the way throughout the entire year. So there's always something to see and do here in Broncos country and here on the Orange and Blue Network. So please keep in mind that all the times I will mention for all the shows are in Mountain. On Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m., you can catch the Orange and Blue Blitz. Mondays at 7, we have the Broncos Bros, because do you even Broncos Bro? You know what I'm saying? Tuesdays at 7:30, we have the flagship show, the Nothing Wrong with the Orange and Blue podcast. On Wednesdays, just before we go live, the My Symposium has got you covered with all the news going on in Denver sports, not just the Broncos. They got you with the Rockies, the Nuggets, and the Avalanche. Then on Wednesdays at 6, current show you're watching. Thursdays at 7, we have the Mahai Outcast coming to you live. And on Fridays, we will be on. We haven't picked a date for this month. We'll get back to you guys on when we will air. We will air one show of Viva Los Broncos this month, and then next month we will start going back to our normal every Friday, starting with the very first preseason game week going forward all the way until after the Super Bowl, coming to you guys live every Friday with Viva Los Broncos. So please stay tuned for that.
Quick disclaimer though. It's not I'm not going to be available on the 21st of August. I'm going to be at Red Rocks that day watching Grupo Frontera.
All right, so we'll just have a picture of Bronco Libre and
that sounds good. I'll take a picture of me with Grupo Frontera because I have fourth row seats so for the concert itself. So we'll be good.
Okay. I'll have to pay somebody to play you for an hour. And I'll just have them go Broncos.
You know what? I think we might have somebody right here. What's up, home skillet?
Jay Weaver,
the Dream Weaver. I think he can step in because he's been stepping in with a couple of shows already on the network.
Jay Weaver, have your people call my people and we'll see. For the pregame show, Get Buck pregame show, when during the regular season the guys come together, make sure you guys are caught up to date with everything leading into that week's game. For those of you not being able to have access to watch that game, the Bucking booth has got you covered with play-by-play action, and then right afterwards, regardless of win or loss, the Get Buck Your Feelings post-game show comes to you live, where the guys come back and let you guys know everything that went down and look forward to the following week's matchup.
Are you done?
I'm tired.
Whew.
I think so.
I think we can end it now, guys. Thank you so much for attending, watching us. We much appreciate it. But that's our today's show. We'll see you next week.
Tim Dog saying, "What's happening?
What's happening, Tim Dog? How you doing, bro?"
I can't say that like you, Libre. I can't hit that high pitch.
Hey, someday, my young grasshopper, someday.
And then Shai Vargas saying, "Is anybody going to training camp for the Broncos?" And that's an interesting question right here, Libre. Of course, Libre is going to be there because we know Libre is always there. But I did see on Facebook our good friend Jorge was pretty upset at the fact that as soon as tickets went out, because there's a ticket limit, that he feels that a lot of people were kind of cut off and not able to get tickets to go. And I feel his pain because especially I feel that anything that has to do with tickets, Libre, there's not a scalper's not too far behind. So I really do hope that's not the case. I hope there's not somebody out there that's trying to sell these tickets for double or even triple the price to diehard Broncos fans and trying to turn a profit, because if that's the case, that's terrible. And hopefully our good friend Jorge can get a ticket to go see the Broncos in training camp.
Talking about training camp tickets. So I like what you said there and about not hoping about the scalpers. So one good thing about this is the tickets are free. So even if you went to try to sell them, to do a resale on actual Ticketmaster, they won't allow you to actually resell the tickets because they're free. The only way that they can quote unquote sell them is personally, like I'm contacting you on any social media, or if you know somebody by contact and then they're trying to sell it, then that's a totally different thing. But guaranteed, like those people that already got those tickets, and what does suck which I'm actually appreciated. They allow you to give 4 tickets per practice, but they only limit your account to 2 days. So because of me being a season ticket holder, they gave us an hour before the actual before they got released to the general public. I was able to get the first 2 days, so the 31st of July and then the August 1st. And I already have people going with me on those days. So I've had people already reach out to me saying, "Hey, did you happen to get any extra tickets?" Blah blah blah. If I know of anybody that has extra tickets and whatnot, and if they come out to me and let me know, I'll let people know, because we've talked about with the person I'm talking about. It's Mile High Missy, and she also is part of Kids Hope as well, and she is and she also does this as well for people that are unable to make it to Bronco games or unable to make it to training camp. She'll get these extra tickets and give them to these people that help out, especially for that organization of Kids Hope. And that's a great thing that she does. For me, like, I have it where I get it from my family, from my uncle, who introduced me to the Broncos when I was a kid, when we used to go to training camp when he used to be in Greeley. So part of what George was talking about earlier today on his social media about being upset, not being able to get in tickets, being in the queue, like with any concert or venue, whatever happens, you have to go in the queue to get the tickets when it's to the general public. And then being your turn to get there, and then all the tickets are gone. I understand the frustration. I get it as well. I've had it happen to me. My son's had it happen to him when he wanted to go to certain concerts. I get it. But again, I feel like this year, just because of the Broncos are still completing the construction of the training facility, the whole thing is not ready for full capacity as of yet. One thing that I do like what the Broncos are doing for the first time ever at a training camp, they're going to be providing shade for all attendees that are going to be going to the training camp this year. So they changed it last year when they were doing the construction. It was on the south side of the facility. This year it's going to be now on the north side of the facility itself. Now with the shade, they're still going to have alumni come through, the cheerleaders come through and all that to provide that type of experience. Miles is always there as well at every training camp. So giving that opportunity still to be close to these players, especially former players. I don't know if you've ever actually met any former players like that before. They're so awesome. They want to be there. People go out there and still recognize them when they go out there and go and sign autographs and do all that, which is awesome, especially for the fan base itself. Again, this year they did raise the limit up due to the facility itself up by 25% of what it was last year, and which is still good. But then again, you have to remember, ticket sales because they're free tickets, people want to go back, and that just has a good indication. With me being a season ticket holder, we got access to the tickets 1 hour beforehand. And let me tell you, right at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I was in queue ready to get in line for getting the tickets. And I kid you not, right at 9 o'clock, the whole Ticketmaster Bronco season ticket holder account went out. It was crashed. So I don't know how many season ticket holders actually went on at that time to log in and actually get these tickets. By the time it was done, it was already, the tickets were gone. There was maybe a few people that got in beforehand, right before 10 o'clock when they went to the general public, and they were gone in minutes. I was very fortunate that I was able to get the 2 days, like I mentioned earlier, for Friday and Saturday. I'm hoping that I can get 2 more extra tickets for the Saturday session right now, so that I can take other people. But it's going to be good. I'm super excited for it. I don't know if you've seen on my Facebook page at all, but that's a picture that was taken at the training camp.
So, you know what? I've never actually been to a training camp session, so unfortunately I can't say I know where you're coming from, Libre. Maybe one day, when I'm a little bit more financially stable, let's say, and can afford to go out to Denver twice in 1 year instead of once every year. But just from the pictures that I see that you upload and some of the other people that I follow on Broncos Twitter, it's kind of crazy. Like just the fact that they're finally giving you guys shade to sit in after you guys have spent God knows how many years sitting in the direct sunlight,
Decades.
decades, just like the players. And the players is one thing. There's nothing you could do about that. But my only question to you, Libre, is just hypothetically, if I showed up and I don't have a ticket, so I can't go inside, would you say that there's anywhere where I could stand and maybe see things even if I'm far away, or is it completely like
It's
you're
locked down. Like it's like the way that it's currently set up is it's like blocked all the way around. Like and there's only one on the south side of the facility is really going to be the only location that you're going to be able to see anything if you could. But because of the way that it is set up, the field is lower than what like the concrete and all that is set up. So you're not going to be
Mhm.
able to see anything because of the fencing that they have around and whatnot. So you will not be able to
Oh.
see anything at all.
Well, speaking of that, let's take a look at the set schedule here, Libre, because I have it pulled up here. And basically, it starts on the 31st of July, is the first day at camp. And as you can see,
Well, when we
every
talk about
one
this
of
right
those
here, when we
is
talk
sold
about this
out.
schedule right here,
Mhm.
this schedule right here is open to the public. So you have to remember the rookies report on the 22nd, the veterans report on the 28th. So you got to remember that they're still practicing between these days and whatnot, leading up to these in particular days itself. So this is just what's open to the public, what's going to be open to. Well, the media is already going to be there for any other days with the reporting of the rookies and the veterans and whatnot. But to have fans in attendance to see them practice, these are the dates. And something that I did hear or I read that the Broncos, how many days is that? What, 14 days right there?
Mhm.
That is the most in the NFL of any
Yeah.
other team that has open practice for any other fans. We have the most.
Yeah,
How
that's
exciting
actually
is that?
true.
How exciting is that? That just tells you that the owners care about us fans saying, look, before the season starts, here you go. We're going to give you an opportunity to come in, see these guys close and personal so that you're able to see what we're going to be putting on the field for this upcoming season.
And the thing that makes me really proud about this Libre is the fact that this sold out in minutes. Minutes, folks. We're so close to seconds. One day I wouldn't be surprised if it turns into seconds, but minutes of tickets being completely sold out. And if it wasn't for tickets, I swear to you, Libre, it'd be like a home game where there would be so many people, there would be nowhere to allocate everybody safely throughout the transition or throughout practice, I should say. But it's really exciting to see because up until maybe a couple years ago, Libre, let's say during the disaster that was the Russell Wilson era, like I couldn't remember it being. Of course, you're going to have your diehard fans like yourself that are going to be there regardless. But with everything that we've been seeing the Broncos doing over the last 3 years, the acquisition of Bo Nix, the acquisition of Sean Payton, the changes he's made to this team, and since that huge debacle, that terrible loss in Miami, which we still keep talking about on the show. But ladies and gentlemen, it served as the catalyst for the team that we have today. And if it wasn't for a freak accident last year, it robbed us of just to see how far Bo Nix can take this team, how far Sean Payton can take this team. And now we going into 2026 with a new offensive coordinator, and hopefully Sean Payton keeps his words and lets him run the offense. Bo Nix is coming back, and he's looking better than ever. And he gets a new weapon in Jaden Waddle. It's kind of like it adds all up, and this is the result. This is Broncos country saying, hey, we believe in this team. We've never lost faith. And I'm talking about the diehards because every team has bandwagons. All right. So don't be surprised if the bandwagons make their way back to Denver throughout the season. But this is exactly what we wanted to see in Broncos country. Just people going out there, excited to see Jalen Waddle, excited to see Cortland Sutton, excited to see this defense going out there and just mauling the opposition once again and trying to break that sack record that they got so close to breaking last season, Libre.
So let's going back to when you were talking about Russell Wilson training camp and doing all that. Let me tell you, that first year that Russell was here, the excitement, I was one of them, the excitement to have him here on our team. We had record attendance for fans because at that time we didn't have the limited number of people being able to be there at that time because of the construction wasn't even a thought of or anything like that. And there was over 7,500 fans at that practice. And I was there super early. I remember being there super early. So I was fortunate to be on the very first row. I'll show you the TikTok that I sent because every practice, what Russell did is he would go in and run up and down the line of all the fans and giving everyone a high five. I got a high five from him. I just wish I could have knocked him in the back of the head, knocked some sense into him. I should have done it. That probably would have helped if I would have been able to knock some sense into him. You know, and I didn't. And I think I would have been you know, exiled from there if that happened. But, you know, but I feel like I think we're going to eventually get back to that point again just because of how they structured the facility itself. I don't know if we're going to, like before we were on the west side of the facility, but that's where they built all of the new training facilities and all that for the Broncos itself. I think what they ended up doing, why they did that is because the indoor facility that they had just recently built is on that side. So everything is just now maybe connected to that. And then the building that is currently on the east side of the facility is they're going to be destroying that. So my thinking is they might use that side of the facility to now foster all the fans to be part of on that side as well. So we'll see how it really truly works out and whatnot. But like the team stores on that other side, and which is really nice. So I can't wait for it. Oh, look at
you got to. Oh, we both clicked that.
Yeah. Boo, what's happening?
Braylon Borrego saying, "Hi, Libre.
What's happening to my boo-boo?"
Man, when I tell you that Bronco Libre is popular, folks, Bronco Libre is popular.
No, I'm not really that popular, bro.
But that was, you actually answered my question, Libre. I was going to ask you, did you actually get to interact at all with Russell Wilson when you saw him, or did you only see him warming up? You said you were able to high five him because he jogged.
He jogged across. Yeah, he jogged the whole way. But the thing is with Russell Wilson, he more caters to the kids than anybody else, which I'm okay with. There was a time during right before a game, he was there signing autographs or whatnot, and I was trying to get a picture with him and whatnot, and he would not even look my way to get a picture or anything like that. And I get it, but he was catering to all the kids, signing all the kids' footballs, jerseys, books, whatever they had for him. Like he would take care of them. But anybody other than that, he could care less. And I'm being honest too.
I know you're being honest. Like, I don't know why, but that first year, when I knew things were going to be bad? When they showed a picture of him in the parking lot with his giant truck and taking up like 2 parking spaces. That's when I got like this really bad feeling in the back of my mind. Like, oh my God. Like after all the allure, after all the grandeur and all the, like, talk about crashing down to earth. And, they were ripping Russell Wilson a new one in terms of saying, how dare you come in there thinking you're the big shot and doing everything you're going to do and blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of like, oh, shoot. But, I figured if he goes out there and he puts on a show like we saw him do in Seattle, then that would shut the haters up, and then this whole thing will just be behind us. And, I will say, this is a sidebar here, folks. It was a pretty tall ask for the NFL gods to put him up against his former team in Seattle in his very first game.
And I was there.
So that was a really tall task. And I was really hoping he would pull through because I figured if anybody knew Seattle, it was Russell Wilson.
Yep.
But when I saw that Coach Hackett didn't have anybody go out there in preseason, none of the starters, that to me was also the second thing that kind of sent like really worried me. Like I get it, you don't want them to get hurt, but it's your star quarterback, first time in a new team with a new offense, new players. He's got to go out there and get try to get a feeling of what's to come. And yeah, you get some of that feeling in practice, Libre, but preseason is where you got to go. And a part of me still believes to this day that had Russell Wilson gone out there and gotten some practice, gotten some reps in, I think he would have played a little bit better that season. Instead of ending with the dreaded 5-11, the 5-12, sorry, that we ended with. So, and then it was just a crapshoot from there. But where we are now, Libre, I think the thing that most fans want to see going into this training camp is the offense. I feel like the offense is going to be the star of the show once again. People are still worried about the health of Bo Nix, and apparently they're not.
What we're all worried about right now is what Bronco Tiz is talking about: training camp tailgating. Let's go. We're gonna tailgate. Let's do this. That's what we're worried about.
Well, I can't say I can relate to that, Bronco Tiz, because unfortunately I won't be there. But Bronco Libre, I trust Bronco Libre.
No, me and Tiz are going to be going to that 31st practice right there. So that's why he's saying, let's go with the Bronco tailgate. I'm all about it, bro. Let's do this.
Now, is that highlighted in blue for a reason, Libre? Is it just because they're like special events?
So yes, they're both special events. Both of those days are special events. So the first one, July 31st, is of course the first camp being open to the public itself, for the fans. The August 1st is the first Saturday, and this is across the league. So, and it goes to it's the Welcome Back to Football event. So they'll do other special things there at the training facility so that you're able to meet other former players, meet other, like the cheerleaders, like I mentioned before, like with Miles, but they just throw a bigger party. They hand out like actual training camp like towels and like that you can get wet so you can try to stay cool. They give out cups. They give out like the schedules for the upcoming season. There's just a whole bunch of giveaway stuff that you're able to do. And just the experience itself. The U.S. just scored. Good job.
Yay!
Goal! So as of right now, if the score ends as it is, they'll be playing England on Sunday.
No, I thought Mexico plays England.
Is it Mexico playing England? No, they're playing
Mexico.
No, let me pull it up real quick because I had it.
I'm pretty sure it's Mexico versus England because England beat the Congo today. And Mexico was going to play the winner between England and the Congo, and England won. I'm pretty sure it's England.
I lie. Yeah, you're right. They play Belgium.
Yeah, they play Belgium because Belgium came back and beat Senegal.
Back and won. Yep.
That was crazy. They were down 2-0, and then they won it 3-2.
You're right. Mexico plays England on Sunday, and then the U.S. will play on Monday.
Yeah, buddy, we got that date circle, Libre.
Yes, sir. Okay, but anyway, going back to Broncos, who's more important right now?
Denver.
But yeah, going back to why these are blue. Yes, these are special events. Again, July 31st is the first game, the first practice open to the public, and then the Saturday, August 1st, is back to football event happening. Look at Tiz is already hooking you up, bro. Get Frontier, go wild, and get $16 flights.
I wish
he will take the whole plane up if he had to do that. Don't you remember? He's a 6'10" Mexican.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't fit on a Frontier flight. I've seen the spacing. Like I would have to buy all the seats and lay down sideways, and I'd still be sticking out.
He would have to spread out his arms to be the wings.
Yeah, pretty much, or stick my head out through the roof of the airplane. So no, unfortunately, Frontier is not the answer.
Option, huh?
No,
maybe if it was Spirit, maybe if they're still operational.
Maybe. Lord only knows what happens to all of their fleet by now. I didn't hear anything about them getting bought out by another airline, so maybe they're just sitting in a hangar somewhere.
They might be, or they might be sold and repainted for another lesser plane that with Frontier. That's probably why there's a $16 flights off of Frontier right now. Those are the flights.
Yeah, because they accrued the assets of Spirit. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
First time I've ever heard of an airline going belly up. It's one of those things that you never thought would happen, just for the simple fact that, especially for what airlines charge nowadays, they charge you for almost everything. So
right. Well, the only thing that sucks is with Southwest, like they started now charging for their baggage, so that's the trending part going to that. Like with me personally, I've never really checked bags if I don't have to. If I can get a carry-on, like that's the best part. Like you can personal item and a carry-on. Looks like they're going to start charging for that as well.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that you now have to have like the Southwest credit card thing to qualify for bags fly free, and that's just not cool. And then they got rid of free open seating, so now everything is just like the others. So the things that made Southwest original and cool and handy dandy are gone. Now they're just like all the other airlines. So it's just a crazy thing to see, Libre. But going back to the topic,
it's like my buddy Adam just said about the airlines here. There's been plenty of airlines that have gone belly up.
Oh yeah.
Look at this one. It's Hooters
for example. Yeah. That's actually true. For some reason, every time I think about that, I think about the movie Soul Play, because I've seen that movie. And a lot of people think it's stupid, but I find it hilarious. I like that movie. But is there anything that you're looking forward to seeing that you would like to see day one, Libre? Something on the offense, something on the defense, coaching? What's on your mind?
So just like everyone else, I think everyone going into training camp this upcoming year is Bo Nix. Where is he at? Mm-hmm. What is his acceleration from his sophomore year going into his junior year, into his third year of the season, of his career? Is he going to be that? We just need to see that progression of him getting better and seeing that, just like we saw him last year, seeing him go from the beginning of the season and being a better quarterback, a better teammate, a better leader on this team from week 1 to week 18 or to the Super Bowl, if we can get there to the Super Bowl itself. Having him be that leader and having him just show that progression that he's gotten better week in and week out. I think that's the main one right there, especially coming into camp. Everyone's going to be talking about his ankle. That's going to be the focus at the beginning of this training camp, is how is he with his ankle and all that. And honestly, like, I feel like he's already going to be there. He's not going to show any signs of slowing down. Just like he said in one of his interviews here just recently, he's going to be better, faster. He's going to be that better quarterback itself. That mentality already right there tells you, like, I love him with that mentality already. It's not worrying about him. Oh no, I'm worried about my ankle. I need to be really precautious about it. He's already talking about being the NFL MVP this year, being the top leaders, being an all-pro and so forth. that is the type of leader that you want. Like, yes, there was a setback that you had last year, but guess what? He's not pondering on it. He's already looking forward, already going to the next step on what he wants to do in his career. And with that leadership on, especially your quarterback, that is what you want to see. Now we just need to see it out on the practice field, now out on the field when week 1 starts. So that's what we want to see. And that's what I'm excited for. On the defensive side, honestly, like what I'm looking for on the defensive side is us just being excel at the elite level that we've been. We need to be there. We need to stay there and compete. And history has always proven that the defense is always ahead of the offense at the beginning of camp and so forth. So yes, we might see Bo Nix struggle a little bit, but that's just part of the nature of the business itself. That's every single team. Defenses are already ahead of the schedule more than the offense itself, which is okay. But I want to see Nick Bonito out there. I want to see that Jonathan Cooper has actually beaten these charges that he's currently facing with these allegations that are going on. So that's something that it's going to be another big topic as well, is will Jonathan Cooper be there or not? And as of right now, he's still a Denver Bronco. There's nothing out there showing that. Yes, even though Sean Payton has told him to stay away from the team during the mandatory OTAs when we had him there, when he got arrested the second time, which is okay. I'm okay with that because Jonathan Cooper is an elite player in this league already. Did he need those little bit of practices that were out there for those 2-3 days that were supposed to be there? He doesn't need them. But now we need him to come in to training camp and be ready to go so that he can be there for week 1. And that's what we're hoping for. That's going to be the big topic, especially this upcoming here in a couple weeks.
I wholeheartedly agree with you in that regard. I'm kind of curious as to see or to find out what the Broncos' plan B is in case Cooper is not ready to go. Unfortunately, we haven't heard any positive feedback or anything that says that, hey, Cooper's going to beat this, he's got this, and that he's going to definitely be there for training camp. Everything's pretty much kind of quiet on that front. And, there is that saying, no news is good news, but even then, you'd like to kind of have an idea of something to kind of hold on to say, hey, this is what's going to happen. And again, there are some viable options out there in free agency if the Broncos decide to go to it, Libre. But to find somebody of a Jonathan Cooper caliber, you'd have to trade for that. You're not going to find that in a free agent, unfortunately. I'm afraid to say, even if they do get Von Miller to come back. Of course, I have love for Von Miller, appreciate everything he's done for the Broncos, but let's face it, he is not the same player he was 11 years ago.
Yeah,
when he helped bring that third title back to Denver. And for me, going into these this training camp, I think what I'm excited to see is the running back game. I have a feeling that the running back room this season is going to be very crowded, Libre, because we're getting J.K. Dobbins back. We've already seen what we have in R.J. Harvey, and the Broncos are pretty excited about this young cat that they picked up in free agency to see what he can do.
The draft, Coleman.
The draft, Coleman, thank you. Not free agency. And so it'll be interesting to see what the Broncos do in terms of when it's time to pick the 53-man roster. Are they going to go heavy on running backs in terms of, keeping 4 per se, which means that somebody's going to be the odd man looking out?
I think it's a baddie.
Yeah.
Or a
so, bidet, yeah. On the defensive side, as Cody Chepa is saying, Sternad's going to have a huge year. They moved on from Greenlaw. That's still kind of in a lot of people's minds in terms of, I feel Broncos country is still kind of divided on that because there are some people that still believe that Greenlaw should have gotten another chance in Denver, that, maybe the Broncos kind of overreacted, jumped the gun per se, and that he's going to go out and flourish out back in San Francisco now that he's back with Fred Warner. But then again, and I've had this conversation with people as well, Libre, and I'm sticking to my story. Dre Greenlaw, out of him and Tufanga, you can't tell me that they both played the exact same. It was like night and day.
Night
Tufanga
and day.
delivered. Yeah, Tufanga delivered on his promise to come in and be that explosive player, be that change in that secondary. Greenlaw couldn't get over his whole injury thing. And when he did, he wasn't anywhere close to what we saw when he was in San Francisco. And to quote what a lot of people were saying, it looks like he was playing like he was afraid to get hurt again. So we were lucky that he didn't get hurt. Plus, he got suspended over some idiotic gesture that he made. Like, yeah, I get what he was trying to do, but still, it was kind of like it wasn't worth the suspension that he got. So that put him out of a game. So that's the one thing I do respect about this front office, Libre, is that they are not afraid to cut players, regardless if it's dead cap money, regardless of what your name is, and regardless of how much money they're paying you. If you're not pulling your weight on this team, you are going to be shown the door. And I know for a lot of people, they're probably not used to that. They're probably used to us trying to keep everybody here and trying to keep everybody happy and everything is la di da. But they forget that at the end of the day, this is a business, Libre. And sometimes you have to make business decisions, which also break down to gambles. And you better hope for the best. Now, as Cody Chepa said, the inside linebacker position is definitely going to be interesting coming into training camp. The Broncos could definitely try to get a couple of free agents, especially the ones that get cut that don't make the team in other teams. You know, they could decide to trade for one if they really need to. Like, there's so many different ways that the Broncos could go at inside linebacker that even losing a guy like Dre Greenlaw going into the regular season, I wouldn't be surprised if me and you get on here one day and we're like, we will, we were never worried. We'll be fine. Like, it's gonna be okay.
Honestly, like, I have true faith in our coaching staff, in our front office, with the players that we have right now on our roster. That, like you talked about Greenlaw himself, I think from day one, with him rehurting himself prior to the season starting, like, was he truly here mentally to be with the Broncos? Like, I know this is where he wanted to come and play, and then where he wanted to be here with Hufanga and all that. But the problem is, it's like, did he truly want to be here? Because if he really wanted to be here, I think he would have fought more for it as well. But actions speak louder than words. And with his actions that he did is the reason, part of why we released him right away. And like that very next day or that night, he signed back with the 49ers. It didn't go into effect until June 1st when the new league year hit, but he's there with the 49ers. And of course, he's going to say, oh my God, I'm back. I'm here with my team. Denver was toxic and all that. But guess what? You go talk to Hufanga, it's a whole completely different story. He loves it here. It's because he did it the right way. He was playing during games when Greenlaw wasn't. He was out there either suspended or hurt. So I think that's part of the narrative as well. It's like why he didn't have the same experience that Hufanga is having right now here in Denver. Because trust me, they're dealing with the same coaching staff, the same defensive play calling and so forth. So nothing was changed for them. Like, you can't say it's the offense versus the defensive side. They were on the same side of the ball. So part of that is just his mentality, his thinking, and what happened to him on and off the field is something totally different than what Hufanga experienced. So yes, you're going to have two different experiences in that part itself. So that's why he said he was happy to go back with the 49ers. You're lucky that John Lynch was happy to take you back, because you failed to do anything here in Denver. You could have been great here in Denver. I felt that as well when we signed you. But because of just certain situations, it didn't work out. Oh, well, we counted our losses. We cut them. And now he's the 49ers problem, not ours.
I missed this question from Bronco Tiz, who asked us, who steps up if Cooper isn't there? I think Libre and I talked about this 2 weeks ago. Probably, I want to say, I'm really optimistic that young man they got from Texas A&M in the draft, he's supposed to be the answer to what's his name leaving to Tennessee.
Oh, to
John Franklin Myers. Yeah. So he's supposed to be in there. Of course, that he's going to be in the middle. To the side of Bronco Tiz, I want to say that I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos use training camp to just kind of test all the players that they have available. And they probably won't make a final decision until as close as we can get to week 1. So there's no.
So talking about this, Tiz, like we have a couple of players that could be potentially in there. Is going to be second-year player Q Robinson. We could potentially have him being a bigger role in that part if happened to be where Cooper can't be there. We have Jonah Ellis. That's going to be also the outside linebacker position.
Got a new contract too.
Yeah. So you have to think like that's possibly there. You have, of course, Nick Bonito on the other side. You still have DeAndre Tillman that's out there. There's this other kid here too, Johnny Walker Jr. that's out there. But I do feel like Q is going to be possibly that next guy. If anybody, it's going to be Q or Tillman that are going to step into that position. If Jonathan Cooper is not going to be able to be available for us, especially during the rough 6 weeks that we have coming up in the season, which, hearsay is that he might get a 6-game suspension for all the allegations that have happened so far this offseason for him. But as of right now, those guys are getting prepared. They're already feeling like they can step into that spot no matter what. Us as fans, let's continue to hope that that Cooper is going to be there for us, but just understand and have the trust in the team, the coaching staff, that they're going to have these guys ready to go if Cooper's unable to go. And they're going to be able to tell that information real quick within training camp. We're going to see that. That's one thing that we need to discuss on the first day of training camp. And when we're able to go there, let's look at that position. Let's see how these guys are actually practicing, who's stepping up, who's taking the first team snaps. Because that's going to tell a lot of information at that time when we're there at camp.
Tim Dog jumping in saying Greenlaw was a bust in Denver.
You're right. He was. 100% he was.
Leave it to Bronco Libre to take the wind out of my wings.
I know.
I was trying. Yeah, I would have preferred the trumpet of the Chacal for our Latino viewers out there. Da, 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 da.
But I have this right now.
But you know what, Libre? And unfortunately, that just goes to show you like the risks that come in free agency. Now, you guys have to keep in mind that Greenlaw is still being paid for his second year with the Broncos. So that's why he got a favorable contract with San Francisco this year. But you better believe that after this season, Libre, I doubt that the 49ers are going to give Greenlaw a contract for the one he got when he came to Denver, or the one that they offered him supposedly before he decided to leave San Francisco to Denver. And I will say that a lot of 49ers fans tried to warn us about that, Libre, telling us to, be careful with the hype around Dre Greenlaw, that he's injury prone. Yeah. And I kind of brushed that off because I'm like, at first I was like, well, that just kind of feels like, salty fans. Because I know I've said that. I think the only time I said that was when, I don't know if you remember Jawan James. When Jawan James left Denver to go play somewhere else, we were just like, yeah, good luck with that guy, because no bueno consuelo.
Right.
And so that's going to happen. You have to take a chance on certain players and hope that they pan out to be what they are. And the crazy thing about it, Libre, is that even though Greenlaw was a bust in Denver, the Broncos defense was so good and playing at such an elite level that unless you were a Broncos fan, you didn't notice it. Like, yeah, you saw Greenlaw's name in the huddle and you saw him in different coverages, but me and you saw in that Packers game against Josh Jacobs, sorry.
Yeah, Josh.
Against Josh Jacobs, Josh Jacobs was cooking that guy. And in that one touchdown run, he just completely went past Greenlaw like he wasn't even there. And what was it? There was another one, I think in the Washington game, where they decided to put him in coverage, which is like the worst thing you can do. And he just kept getting beat. He's not that type of inside linebacker. So there was a lot of different changes. I feel like the system wasn't his best suit. And we were lucky that when he did come back from injury, which felt like forever, that it was going to be worth the wait, that we were going to see Greenlaw go and fly and hit and do all that crazy stuff in the highlight videos that we were just got so used to watching throughout the off season last year, Libre. But all of those, unfortunately, just ended up being disappointing.
No, you're right. No, absolutely. But you know what? It's not our problem anymore. And again, but talking about like how you were talking about, like every free agent is a gamble. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Every free agent is a gamble. You don't know what's going to hit. You don't know what's going to be a fail. But that's why you always take the risk, because you never know what's going to happen. And we got a great player in Hufanga. And that's what I can't wait for the second year for him in this Denver defense. And I want to see him excel. And he was a leader out there. And the team even talks about him as being a leader as well. And that's one thing that I love about this team. They have him as I feel like they'll put him as a captain again. I don't know if they've actually had captains yet or not, but I'm just looking at the Broncos app and went over to the team. They have Cortland Sutton, Pat Surtain, Bo Nix, Quinn Miners, Alex Singleton, Will Lutz, and Hufanga. And I feel those are the captains of the team, and you have your offense, your defense, and your special teams. So with that being said, he's already one of those top tier players that players look up to him, because, the players are the ones that dictate the actual who are the captains on the team, because they do a vote on it.
Bronco Tiz coming in and saying, you don't want any inside linebacker covering an elite running back on those type routes. No. Yeah, especially a guy like Josh Jacobs, because there was another one. I think it was what's his name? Singleton. Oh, he got Singleton good on that one touchdown run. He made Singleton guess. Singleton went one way and Josh Jacobs went the opposite way. And even Singleton had to kind of laugh and say, oh, you bastard. So it's like with those type of guys like that line has to be on point, because if you give any running back an inch, they will take a mile. And unfortunately on that one, Singleton got burned. But I feel confident going in there with just Singleton and Sternad. Sternad played a hell of a season last year. I will give him credit, especially when he had to step up during Greenlaw's absence. So that's why I feel the Broncos have a comfort zone in terms of finding a good inside linebacker, especially after the preseason. Find one a diamond in the rough out there, or somebody that just got cut, and make room for him and just keep him in the rotation. Or if they ever feel to do so, they can always trade for one. Again, I'm under the belief, Libre, and Libre said this before, that the Broncos are starting to become a team that they're going to be so good that players are going to want to come here. So that phone's going to be ringing from, all these guys' agents saying, hey, I want to come play in Denver. I want to be a Bronco, especially going past next year and into the free agent season. If the Broncos definitely need to get another inside linebacker in there, it's like that phone's going to be blowing up is basically what I'm trying to say, Libre.
I agree with you 100%.
Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen, we have almost reached that time of the show. If you're new here, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready, because we have reached the end of regulation, which means it is now going into overtime. Let's go.
Let's go.
And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. This is Broncos Talk Overtime. This is the part of the show where Libre and I let down our hair figuratively, talk about anything going on in our lives that's not specifically related to football. But if we can find a way to bring it back around, we definitely will. Literally the first thing that Libre and I talked about when we got backstage before the start of the show was the heat. Here in Chicago, like it is, you can almost cook an egg outside hot, and it's been like that for the last 3 days. And I think we have one more day to go. And then after Thursday, we should be heading into a nice cool off from this 100-degree feels like weather. But unfortunately for us here in Chicago, we are looking at rain for the 4th of July. So that could deter a lot of people's cookouts and hell, even the fireworks show that I'm so used to being able to see from my front porch, Libre.
So just like there in Chicago, which we'll be hitting temperatures in the mid to high 90s for I feel like a week straight now. But I know from us to you though, ours is more of a dry heat, so it's not as bad. As to yours, I think is a lot more
humidity.
And because it's just the lake, it's that lake effect right there, Lake Michigan, But I agree. Like it's been hot, it's been unbearable sometimes, and like, man, I'm just so glad that I was able to fix my AC unit here in my house, because let me tell you, it has saved us in here. I've have it at 72, and it's nice and cold in my home right now, so it's been lovely.
Yeah, I had coworkers at work today because certain areas that are normally cooled, like the AC went down, it just went bust. So, like, while the engineers were frantically working as quick as they could to fix it, like, you just saw all these fans. And I felt bad for them because in the conference area where I work at, our area was nice and chill because it's on a different system. So, but their offices, they're in cubicles, and the fans are nice, Libre, but if you're in a room with a bunch of hot air, all that fan is doing is just spreading the hot air. So it's not really cooling you off, but I guess it's, something's better than nothing.
Right. Well, I understand that whenever you walk into a room, it's always hot air. So
yeah, that's why my head always hits the ceiling, because it's just floating.
Or is it because you're already 6'10"?
I'm tall as hell, bro. Which reminds me, there was the last week, there was a couple who wanted like, we have like these ergonomic chairs that are like what the business people use for our meetings, and every guest room has one. Every guest room has like a complimentary chair. So I get a call from our front desk, and they're like, hey, there's a couple of guests in this guest room they're going to have a meeting in their room, and they want like another set of chairs. And I said, yeah, I'll go loan it to them, as long as, make sure we get them back at the end of their stay. So I go push these chairs all the way to their room. And as soon as I walk in, like when the guy opens the door, he just looks at me and he's like, oh, wow. And I'm like, yeah, you asked for some chairs? Like, oh, yeah, here you go. And I bring him into the room and I leave him there. And he's like, yeah, we only needed one, but, I guess in case we have like an extra guest or something. And as I was walking out, I could hear the lady tell her husband, like, wow, that guy is freaking huge. They sent security to bring us some chairs. They thought I was security.
That is funny.
I got a laugh out of that, Libre. And I wanted to turn around and say, actually, ma'am, I'm not working security today. But I appreciate the compliment, because I don't know if you've ever, I'll send you a picture one day, Libre, but our hotel guest rooms are kind of weird. They're not like in your average, like down the hall with doors. It's like in a like a hexagon, like in a circle.
Okay.
Kind of. So, and there's 2 towers. There's a north tower and there's a south tower. So when you get out of the elevator, you kind of have to walk around instead of walking straight. So it's kind of weird. I don't know why they designed it like that, but even
I think what they're trying to make it into a C for Chicago, so you have to walk around. Maybe, I don't know.
Probably, but I still get lost.
Jim Dog likes to have his AC at 6'7".
6'7".
That now, you know what? I get it now. That's why he's always so ice cold.
Tim Dog. I'm still waiting for my invite, Tim Dog. My inbox is empty.
Hey, he wants you to appear on the show tomorrow.
How much prep time do I have?
You have right now. You have 24 hours.
I don't know, Libre. I don't know if I can just show up on another person's show and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" You know, because everybody's gonna be like, "Who the hell is that guy?"
Trust me, they still do to you on your own show with me now.
Well, maybe. Like I'll have to go back and look at the numbers when I was doing audio after I left MHRT. I'm pretty sure they weren't good, but when I tell you, like, I used to sit in front of this very microphone, in front of this very screen, and sometimes I know I've already talked about this, but like I would sit here and I had nothing in my head that I wanted to talk about, and it's just like I drew a blank. And I'm like, I forgot. Normally, what I did is I just ad-libbed, which is kind of like what we do on the show still. But this is like 100%. I didn't even have a title. I just kind of just spoke out of my mind, you know, and just went on a tangent, went on a rant. It's a little more graphic than what we're used to now. But that's because Johnny doesn't let us swear on this channel. So but before then, if you go back and listen to some of my earlier stuff, I really didn't give a damn. Plus, I'm surprised I didn't get copyright strike because I had like background music playing in the background. And shout out to our good friend Mike, who actually listened to some of my stuff, and he was like, "Hey man, like I love the commentary. I love your show. It's great." And he suggested that I get rid of the background music because he felt it was taking away from me. I forget. He gave me like some of the most constructive criticism I've ever had, and I did. And I'd like to think that his criticism is what landed me a deal with Baki and Isaiah. And they reached out to me and said, "Hey, you want to come be on our network? Bring Broncos Talk to the Orange and Blue Network." And I'm like, At first, I was kind of hesitant, but then I was like, why would Johnny want my show? Like my show is just literally just like it's like in a buoy out in the middle of the sea, and it was kind of like but maybe Johnny saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, so I figured, you know, what the hell. And when I sat down and I talked to Johnny, and Johnny was nothing but understanding, dude. Like I know you guys probably get tired of hearing me talk about all the, you know, giving him all the credit in the world, but the fact that he gave me so much control over this show and letting me do and say what I want, and just kind of letting me know that, you know, there's a time where me and Libre just can't get to air on the show or on Viva Los Broncos. Like, hey, if you guys can't make it, you can't make it. See you guys next week. You know, no sweat. So having that type of support and liberty, I can honestly tell you, you won't find that anywhere else but here. I think you're muted, Libre.
No, I was talking to my TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Folks, so, but look at, I think that's your official invite right there. Tim Dog said, "Let's run it tomorrow." That's your official invite right now from Tim Dog.
Have your people call my people.
That's the official invite right there. I'm already calling it.
What time do they air? 7 my time?
No, 8 your time.
8 my time.
So you already had plenty of time eating dinner, getting all your not your Coronas, but your Modelos ready to go. Let me tell you.
Well, I don't know about that. If it's not Coronas, like I can't do the show, Tim. You know, I gotta stick to what I love besides the Broncos, and it's like I have to have the best of the best with me. You're lucky I'm not drinking one right now, you know, because me and Libre do not do free product placement.
But we are. I am sponsored by Breckenridge Distillery,
and I'm sponsored by the Broncos.
Broncos, the official branded Bronco from Breckenridge Distillery. Thank you so much, Litch, to my boy Litch.
That reminds me, Libre, I need you to send me another straw because I lost the straw that goes to my cup. I don't know what the hell I did with it.
Good luck.
So I need you to go back to that mall where I bought it. I forgot what the name of the mall is, but it's in front of a movie theater.
Well, there's lots of malls that have our front of a movie theater.
I can't think. I lost the receipt, or I would have sent you a picture of it. Like, hey, can you ask him like how much a straw costs?
I bet you can get one for like 10 cents on Amazon.
Yeah, but I want the one that came with my cup, man.
But
I don't know. I'm telling you,
you lost it, bro.
it was on accident though. The last thing I remember was I was cleaning it and I had everything spread out on my sink, and then I don't know if it fell or if my dog took it and chewed the hell out of it, or if it. I don't know. I've looked everywhere for that stupid thing, and I'm like, how do I lose a straw?
Only you, Adon. Only you.
Pretty much, but it's like one of those things that just irritates me the more.
You know what?
So
I can't make any promises, but I think if you go on Tim Dog Show tomorrow on the Mile High Outcast, a straw might show up on camera. I don't know. That might be a potential that could happen.
Tim Dog just like grabs like a bag of straws and is like, "Here, pick one." I don't know. I've never met any of those guys in person. I think you've met most of them.
I've never met him in person. Everything's been
really?
online. Yeah.
Oh, that must be George I'm thinking of.
Oh, I haven't met George either.
Then who the hell am I thinking that you met? Was it
Really, bro? Really? No, I've met. Like, we've hung out.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm like, I know I'm not going crazy. I'm old, but not that old.
I was born at night, but not last night.
And I'm telling you, me and you, City. I'm pretty sure, Libre, and I didn't think about this until my nephew brought it up to me, and he's like, hey, Unc, remember when we were in Denver for the Panthers game and we were walking around? And I said, yeah, why? He's like, what if we walked past Bronco Libre and we didn't know it?
You probably did.
I'm like, you know what, nephew? That's a good point. And that was before we saw your picture on the program, because when we got the program, we didn't walk around the stadium. We went straight to our seats in the nosebleeds. But before that, we were walking around because we were trying to get to see if we could see the players and do all that. And then I was so enamored by actually meeting actual Broncos cheerleaders and taking a picture with them. And they were so cool because they didn't have to say yeah. But I was so taken back by that. And that was like really the highlight of my day. And I was trying to find them all the way up there, but my camera can only zoom so far.
That's because you have an Android. That's why.
That's because I was all the way up to the 4. Were you up there with me in the 500s?
Yeah, I'm in 521.
Yeah, we were all the way up there. We were on the opposite side of the mega board, so we were able to see when Miles went up to the top at the fourth quarter, which was really cool.
Oh yeah.
And that was the day where my nephew told me to buy a hat, and I'm like, I don't need a hat. And then we were sitting right in front of the sunlight, so I'm sitting there with my cup covering my eyes.
Well, that happens for at least if it's an afternoon game. It's going to happen halfway through the third, going into the fourth quarter before any of that sunlight goes away.
Oh, because of where I was sitting, yeah.
Yep.
I think you were on the opposite side of that, where the sun wasn't hitting you, right?
No, I'm right in the north end zone, like directly right behind the goalpost. So right in the north stands, right in the middle. That's where I'm at. So I get it at least halfway through that third quarter as well, before the sun goes away.
Can you wear sunglasses through your mask, or do you just like pull your mask down a little bit so it's like not in your way?
No,
or you pull out the sombrero.
I do pull out the sombrero when I have to, so I can do it. But no, like I don't have glasses that are close by. But you can put them on, but it doesn't stay on right. I have my buddy, his name is Riley, who wears another Bronco Libre mask as well, Libre mask, but he has glasses underneath, like his sunglasses underneath it and so forth. So I'm like, should I do that? Should I not do that? Like I typically don't put on sunglasses. I'll try to have something covering or whatever to help with the sun, but It's crazy too, because if you can look here, there's some part of my eyes that are not protected, so they do get a little bit darker, or sunburnt, especially here at the beginning of the season. And when I do have my mask off, and when my family sees me, they're like, "Dang, you could really see your eyes from not having them protected."
I will say though, Bronco Libre, my only like thing that I did not like during my time there was the the seating. Like every time the Broncos scored, like everybody could get up out of their chair in just like 2 to 3 seconds. Me, I had to shimmy out of my seat because I was kind of stuck in it, go bananas, and then I had to shimmy back down. So it took everybody like 2, 3 seconds to sit back down. It took me like almost 30 seconds to sit back down. And plus my thighs were touching the other person's thighs to my left, the lady, and I kept having to apologize every time. I'm like, I wanted to make sure she didn't feel like I was trying to touch her or anything. And she's like, no, it's fine. I don't care. And I'm like,
why are you hitting on her, bro? Using your legs. That's when you start like have that nervous twitch and you start bouncing your knee.
So I need when they build the new stadium, Libre, we need them to have more fluffy friendly seating, because not everybody's the same size. So if they can make the seat a little bit wider where somebody like me can just come in and sit comfortably without having to struggle to get back up, I think that's better for everybody.
Well, let me tell you, they do currently have those seats in the current stadium right now as well.
No way, Libre.
I kid you not. They even have padding on those seats. But those seats are in the club level in the 300.
Oh, yeah.
But there's so much more.
You can, I think those recline too, or maybe even spin around.
Those are actually in the press box or the club boxes or whatever, but these ones don't. They're still within the stadium itself. But let me tell you, I was fortunate to sit in one of those seats, and it wasn't during a football game. It was for Metallica last year for the concert at Mile High Stadium. We got seats right in that area. And let me tell you, just to be able to sit in a padded seat and have a little bit more room, because they are a little bit bigger as well than the actual ones that are out with the remaining of the stadium itself. So it was comfortable.
I remember the first time I went to Maha, and me and my nephew were excited. So we saw a line for an elevator. So we got in line, and we were almost to the door. And the guy behind me, he's like, "Hey, aren't you excited to see the Broncos at club level?" And I was like, "Yeah, club level." I was like, "Isn't this the elevator to just go straight up to the nosebleed?" He's like, "No, this is club level access. Like they're going to ask you for your ticket when you get up." I'm like, "Oh man, my bad." He's like, "No, the escalator is over there. There's no elevator that goes all the way up there."
Well, there is an elevator that does go all the way up, but I think
does it?
Yeah, there is one that goes all the way up, and then there's also one that's like a freight elevator too that goes all the way up, that they do take fans up in as well. But you have to be in the right spot. Yeah. Like, I think it's on the north side of the stadium as well. Like I know where my seat is at. There's a freight elevator that does go all the way up, and that's where like the Argus or whatever the food people, whoever the food people now is inside the stadium, that they take and bring up and down so that they can help supply all the other concession stands up there, like the $5 concessions that you partaked in.
Oh, I love that, dude. When I go in November, if they don't have those, I'm probably leaving. They can't take away my $5.
No, I don't think they will. I think it's they'll have it again. They haven't done anything as presenting any type of food yet, as of yet. What the upcoming season is going to have, they'll probably have that here pretty soon, because the season's just around the corner.
I do hope that they kind of lower their prices on the Broncos merchandise, because there was a lot of stuff I wanted to buy, but $35 for a Broncos logo chain I felt was a little bit steep. And thank God I didn't buy it, because I got a really cool fan-made one for my birthday that I'm going to wear in November. And I'm crossing my fingers, Libre. I'm crossing my fingers that it's like, oh my God, John Elway just walking around. Can you sign by?
Yeah, good luck.
Back of my name? I mean, I met Carl Mecklenburg just standing out by the statues.
Oh
So
yeah, Mech is always out there. He tailgates with some people too. Like he'll just go out to random tailgates and just hang out. So
yeah.
you'll always see Mecklenburg out there. Every once in a while, you'll see Steve Atwater that will be out there.
Well,
Um,
he was really nice because there was a sign not too far from him that said like, "Oh, you had to go buy tickets, and then if you had a ticket, then you can take a picture with Mecklenburg." And we were just kind of like all the fans were just kind of looking like, "There's no booth, there's no arrows, like where the hell do you go get the tickets?" And then me and my nephew were standing there, and Carl looks at us. He's like, "Hey, you guys want a picture?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're trying to figure out the tickets." Man, come on, let's take a picture. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool, it's so cool." And I'm geeking out, and my nephew's never heard of this man before. So I was like, "That's Carl Mecklenburg. He played in the '80s." And he's like, Google, who's Carl Mecklenburg? I was like, "Boy, give me that phone."
yeah, he was late 80s, 90s. The Mech,
Yeah. I was like, "Boy,
the albino rhino.
the albino rhino, they don't make like guys like Carl Mecklenburg anymore, man. That guy
No.
was a freight train. Just and the fact that he's still active on Broncos Twitter, and a pillar in the Broncos community as well, is amazing. There is one thing, and this is kind of like a PSA announcement, Libre. I saw there's this guy I follow on TikTok. His name is Tizzy Entertainment, and he usually reports on people who do bad things, who say bad things, or who perpetrate themselves as not very nice people. And there was a guy in Colorado who got into a rant with this lady, and
Oh, I just saw that video.
yeah, so you know where I'm going with this. And the only thing I will say is that he was wearing a Broncos jersey because he was in Colorado. And if you're going to go out and do something stupid, please don't wear Broncos gear. At least take it off, put it in your car, go do your stupidity, and then put it back on in your private time. But please don't drag the team's name down the drain.
And like the worst thing about it, and like I saw the video, and he's from my hometown. It happened in Loveland, Colorado, and I grew up there. And when you like, I was like trying to picture where it was at. It was far from where I lived at, and whatever. It was on the opposite side of town. When I used to live there, but he was going and getting in an argument with the teenage girl.
Yeah,
like
over parking
what?
spot
And
or
he
something?
yeah, and he is like a late 30s, 40 years old man arguing with the little girl. Like, come on, bro. Like
Shh.
do better.
Yeah, exactly. So now the internet's trying to track him down and find out who he is and where he works and that whole shebang. And it probably won't be long till they find him, because the people that follow Tizzy Entertainment, they're really good at tracking people down. And like almost everybody, once they find out who it is, they let their employer know, and they're like they lost their jobs. It's like a one-way street pretty much after that. But just do better, folks, and don't wear Broncos gear. Don't bring the team down with you, because that kind of leads it to instigate that all Broncos fans are like that. And we're not bad people. Unfortunately, stupidity kind of gets by a lot of people. So don't be one of them, is our PSA announcement for the day. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our overtime segment of today's show. Libre and I would like to say thanks to everybody in the chat. Tizzy, Bronco Tizzy, who says no padded seat for the McDonald's collab. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
But you had the nice seat for the McDonald's collab, right?
But let me tell you though, with those seats, row one, and there weren't even row one. They were like row A1 itself, because we had to go down into the actual stadium itself, where you're in the back tunnel area. You got access to that. We had to take an elevator from the entrance when we got in, and take the elevator down, and then you're in behind the scenes, and then they take you through this hallway, and then it takes you straight up to that area, which was super nice. And like, we barely made it for that game. We barely made it for the national anthem and everything, because we're waiting for the damn elevator, because it just waiting to go down. Like literally, that we were waiting. Like if we could got there any other way, we would have went that other way. But you had to get to this section, we had to take that elevator to go down.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's okay about not having padded seats. You're a front row. You're right there. Like I was literally sitting in Dak Prescott's lap during that game. I was in the huddle. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
Shout out to Tim Dog. Tim Dog, who was here earlier. I said that already. Cody Chepa. I think Jay Weaver was here at the start of the show. Shai Vargas. Yeah, he came by to say bye. Braylon Borrego came to say hi.
Adam Weatherby.
And Adam Weatherby. Thank you guys so much for being here live with us through the chat. And thank you guys to our viewers currently watching us right now. Thank you guys so much for your continued support for us here on the Orange and Blue Network, but it doesn't have to end there. Libre and I still need you to go and subscribe for us, share, comment, and like on this and all of our other videos that you guys have seen on the channel. Again, if there's something you heard us that you agree or don't agree with, please hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what's on your mind, and we will get back to you ASAP. Make sure you tag us so we can see your comments as well. Audio listeners, regardless of what platform you're listening to us, 5-star reviews are much appreciated. If you'd like to send us a screenshot of your review to our Twitter handles, we will be more than happy to read that review out live on the air, as well as give you our thanks for your continued support. My Twitter handle is at a 6'10" Mexican. Bronco Libre is at Bronco Libre 5280. For any business inquiries, you can email at broncostalk2020@gmail.com. Shout out to our sponsors of today's show, Dubby. If you use the code OBN10, you get 10% off your order at checkout. Shout out to Dubby for being a continued sponsor of this and all the shows here on the Orange and Blue Networks. Also, shout out to our other sponsor, Lily's Beauty Salon, again located at 11776 Kearney Way, Thorne, Colorado, area code 80233. Their business hours are closed Mondays and Tuesdays, but they're open at Wednesdays and Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 7:30, Sundays at 9:30 a.m. to 5. If you want to get a hold of Lily, you can contact her at 720 area code 210-7996. Everything is by appointment only. Make sure you guys go get yourself looking your very best at Lily's Beauty Salon. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been our pleasure being here to entertain you guys tonight. And the closer we get to the actual start of training camp, I think the happier we'll be, is how that saying goes, right, Libre?
Of course.
So we cannot wait to get there with you. So it's been had fun. Hope you guys had fun too. We will be here next week, same Broncos time, same Broncos channel. So please make sure you hit that subscription button so you never miss a single episode. And you get to see this camaraderie. Oh, shout out to our TikTok audience as well. If there's anybody still here watching on my end. Libre probably got like 100 people on his side. So
I have a few. Thank you, Sonny. I want to say a shout out to Sonny, Brandon83, my primo, Brandon Martinez. Let's see who else is out there.
Shout out Logan. To Andrew, Letty, Honky, who keeps coming and going.
Honky.
Jorge, Nova, Oso, Simona, Malvina, Call Me,
Daniel Martinez,
Lucian, Princess,
TC, Corey Whittenraw.
And if anybody I missed, I'm sorry. They're probably not even here anyway.
Again, well, that being said, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. He's Bronco Libre. I'm Adan Diaz. This has been Broncos Talk on the Orange and Blue Networks. We will see you guys next week. Same Broncos time, same Broncos channel. And as always, go Broncos!
Go Broncos! Let's go!
Let's go!